Yeah. It's time for an update. Today is interesting. It's the number 99 day because the 10, the thief, upon the 8, which makes a 9, adds to the 9, the 99. So there's an Agent 99 presentation. Now that's the Holy Spirit. So there's a Holy Spirit presentation today. And yeah, I believe that. So, anyways, here's my update. I went in for a checkup because I had started a new drug last week and they need to see my numbers on my blood. And I realized that that's the only way they can work with me. But in the meantime, I'm requesting hydration. And you know where I've told you about that. I've had issues with him in hydration. He doesn't want to give it. So I demanded this. I demanded hydration today. Well, what do you think it's going to do for you? I'm not going to argue with you. I said, if my stools are hard as a rock and I can't push it out, and I'm using fiber and trying to drink as much as I can tasteless water that tastes nasty, then I'm urinating too often and probably raising my uric acid, then that means I'm not flushing my cellular tissues, intestines, bowels stop. You can describe it to him, but he's never experienced what his patients have to go through. So he doesn't recognize any of it as being valid. No, and then in conversation, talking to the doctor, he could not recollect what I had gone through in the first treatment process. And then I asked him about my blood transfusion that I had. And then finally he coughed that up as anemia. I said, okay, that makes sense. Now, what about, and now it turns out that I'm currently I forget the word, my low blood count, my low white blood count. So it'll come to me. Neutropenia. So now I'm neutropenia. That means that my immune system's crashed. That means I don't need to get around any person, place, or thing. No public places. Stay indoors, wear a mask. I can't wear a mask because I couldn't breathe through one anyways. But I have masks at the door if someone should come to visit or should come to the door. And so I need to boost my immune. So he called in an order for my immune therapy to start again, but he has to be authorized. So it's not authorized yet. This is an injection, which means Claritin and other drugs, body aches, pains, the whole works. So from the immunotherapy, because it elicits my own bones to produce white blood cells. Fine, we've been through this before. So then I'm talking to him about a beta blocker because my systolic is off the charts. And he dismisses me again. And he wants to give me gabapentin. And I said, well, isn't that something that I was on before? Because that sounds familiar. I don't know. He acted ignorant. I don't know. Now, how do you not know? You prescribed it. Yeah, because I came home and verified it. It's the antipsychotic drug that he wants me to be on, the anti-anxiety. So he thinks I'm manic in an anxious way, that I can't sleep, but I'm on a drug that that's it's those symptoms listed. So I told him, and he pulls up the drug information, but he can't find the bullet points on the symptoms. I can't find that. Well, you take your time and research it later. I have all the symptoms that are listed under this drug, except for vomiting and diarrhea. And obviously, my blood count is doing exactly what it says it would do. And you're looking at me like I'm dumb. So I made it through the day. I made it through my infusion. I'm hydrated. And one of the things that I had gotten was a itch, and I had scratched through my arms. You even saw the video I did, posted a video where I was doing this. Okay. Well, I must have scratched at night, and I scratched the top of the surface of my hand, and I bruised it, which isn't unusual because if I bump into things, You can see I bump into things and they bruise easy. Well, this appeared the day after the new treatment, and it's not clearing up as fast because I have no fluids in my body to flush it out. When you're dehydrated. So sure enough, I get infusion, and sure enough, I look, and now all the little spots are turning pink instead of black, and they're all starting to dissipate because it's going back into my bloodstream, back into my system, just like I knew it would. So by tomorrow, there probably not even going to be any spots there, or they're going to be very light until my next round of scratching or bumping or bruising. It's just like my port, um, right here. You can see there's a black spot in the center. It bruised. I bruise easily, but fluids are what flushes out a bruise. If you leave it there, it's just gonna become necrotic, right? You don't want a bruise to sit there forever. So what kind of doctor is this guy? So I talked to my nurse about it and all the upsetting things I had to go through. It's almost like he was a totally different person, like he had never seen me before. And I'm on an advanced portion where I'm at the very last option, unless after this, it would have to be a clinical trial. Now, I'm not on a clinical trial, even though I consider it, because no one's given me an answer just like before. Obviously, these people are willing to work and push these drugs that are available based on the industry without all the research. It's just a job. And I'm just not personalitied enough to stick out like a sore thumb and at least show some sort of interest in what I'm asking or requesting. So I'm a little bent. So I have to write a letter tonight to the doctor, handwritten, and make a request for beta blocker. And if he can't make the request, then I'm going to have to do something else because it's part of palliative care, and it's something that works for me. It allows me to go to sleep. It allows me to shut down the beta wave from the thought process between my heart and my head. It lowers my blood pressure. It's a blood pressure medication, but for me, it works with sleep. Okay, so it works. Let me use it. And if my insurance company doesn't approve it, then I'll talk to the insurance company. I'm a terminal patient. I have every right to request such a simple drug that is actually considered as a placebo by most, if it's not used for blood pressure. But my systolic is off the chart. Of course, right after I got infused with just simple saline, boom, my systolic went back to normal. So why do I need it? What's the argument? What's wrong with this doctor? What's wrong with this world? I mean, the simplest thing. Now, yeah, we're going to address the neutropenia tomorrow with the immunotherapy once that's approved. So obviously, he can't get a 24-hour approval for such a thing, but we'll get there. Maybe we need to start adding it. But I'm already neutropenia and it needs to be addressed now. Yeah, you don't want me impatient. I'm bored. I'm a miserable impatient person. No, sitting there in a bed 24/7. So, anyways, he couldn't explain the numbing. I have a numb across my bottom teeth, lip, gum, and down here on my chin, which could be related to the vena cava and could be related because of the nerve, pan coast, that it could cause paralysis, facial paralysis, things like that. But no, he said, no, that's probably just some dental uh, anesthesia that's hanging out in your jaw and is being elicited. Where did you come up with that? Not that he did, because I have had problems with teeth, like I said before in the past, and I have had issues with certain anesthesias that give me the submandibular pain, and we know not to use those. To use other ones that work well with me, and they are suspension anesthetics, so they stay within the regions they're placed until the body dissipates it, and sometimes they don't, so they're suspensions. and they can be elicited. So, okay, I still think it's related to the drug. It's what I took, the chemo drug, this Sepselka. So, anyways, he left me in the room. I'm sitting there with my shirt off on the exam room, and he walks out and leaves the door wide open. And ladies are walking down the hall, and here I am with my shirt off, my man boobies hanging out. So finally, a nurse comes walking by, giggling, and I said, "He's a crazy doctor. There's something wrong with him. I don't know where he is. He wandered off, leaving me sitting there with my shirt off to be examined by everybody in the building. I don't know where he is." So the nurse suggested, she said, "Well, you can always request a different doctor." Not now, not after all this. Going through all this mess, talking to him and dealing with him and getting through the chemo and then the immunotherapy and then getting through the radiation, agreeing to that. And now this new drug. So we'll get through it by December 24th. Yeah, but he thinks I'm going manic because I can't sleep. Yeah, when I talk to him, I'd say things that are crazy to him. But they're not crazy. He even thanked me for the science lesson. Oh, that's so rude to say that to me. I said, I deal with what I feel and what's going on with me. You deal with the blood work. God. So now I have to what? Go find another doctor to deal with any other problems? No, it's all the same problem. It's the drug you're giving me, honey. It's in your hands. I'll ring that bell when we're done in December, and I never have to see you again. Then I'll find someone else to work with me, loves. Okay? Good Lord. So tonight, that's my update. So my blood sugar's fine. My my mineral count and all these different things that they're worried about. My nutrition obviously is good because I'm so fat cheeked and so fat bodied now. You know, I've increased my nutrition. So, but my activities are lower. So I might gain weight, but I'm okay with that. We can get through that. I don't like atrophy of the muscles, but if I overwork the muscles, this particular drug is going to attack the muscles. Anything that grows, anything that's productively replacing itself is what's going to be attacked. And it's through an RNA process too. It is. It's an RNA modality. I read that. It's a messenger sent. So, anyways, that's the update. How interesting, Agent 99. That would be my nurse today. She was my Agent 99. She was my backbone. She's the one that got me through the day and made me feel better about the whole thing because she agreed with everything I was saying. She didn't make any sense. She said, "We would never refuse you infusion and hydration." She says, "Of course, the doctor has to order it, but we would never refuse you here. As nurses, we always want to encourage you to be hydrated," which is a good thing. Yeah. He's just scared because I went through that CBS thing. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe he never had someone go through it. Maybe when my face was so big, it was so scary. I don't know. So, Agent 99, she's the one that fights chaos, you know, and gets smart. Yeah, Barbara Feldon. So, and she was the mother. She's the bride. She's the mother. She represents the whole thing, the whole picture. Yeah, she does. And so she's the Holy Spirit. Yeah, and she's the black too. Yeah, she's considered the black. Because the black is the matrix as it is the womb, as it is the left hand. So it's the mother expression. It's how we honor the mother in the expression of silver as is his wisdom. Truly, not understanding. So the doctor, father, is under understandings where I'm under wisdom, which is like a circumvental rainbow, if you want to look at it that way. Uh, Circumcendental. And yeah, we honor both the mother and the father, but we get confused as to what their placement is in the living chasm of the living word. The mother is the matrix as she is space. Father's not up there. No, the physical nature of the body is the Father itself, the soul body for which we exist. And we're having a relationship, but the body itself is but a sun, which is in connection to a sun that was lost, binary star, which is returning, and that's where we get the bright and morning star. So the two stars come together. And Yeshua is the offspring of David, the seed of David, and that of the bright morning. It's through his mother, yeah, and two stars. Delivered unto her by Gabriel, I suppose Gabriel was the deliverer because it would be up through the guff. And that tells you that Yeshua himself is a Nephilim child. So he's part immortal. Yeah, that's why this is so special. That's why he's the Messiah. Yeah, he's part immortal. Yeah, I'm mortal. He's part immortal. Truly, because he's a Nephilim child. I'm the child of an incubus, so there's a big difference. And the Kabbalah is the Kabbalah as it is the incubus, as it is the cross, because it creates the cube. That's true. Yeah, I could see that. In its mysteries. Sure, in its mysteries. Yeah, so tomorrow is a very unique number too. I guess I could talk about it tomorrow. It might give me something to do because I really can't do much. Uh, and it's at 12 noon when I go and get the injection. They'll give it to me in the belly. And then from there, it's going to knock me out because it did. It knocks me down. And it did before, and it'll do it again. And so here we go again. But he's going to do double whammies for me, so, okay. Where before he did the immunotherapy and then stopped and then did the chemo and then the immunotherapy separate, and then we discovered the need for radiation treatments. hmm It's over pretty soon. And hopefully it'll make sense, start to make sense. And so tomorrow, how interesting. It's a 10, 10, 8. 10, 10, 8. And when you put the two tens together, of course, with the 8, you get a 10. So 10 to 8 makes a 9. Upon the 10 makes a 10. But this is a 10, 10, 8. So the 10, 10 to make a 10. Thief energy all the way through and through. It just blows my mind. And it's Libra season, so it's thief season. And yeah, it's well, it's on a greater level because it's judiciary in its own right. The balance and checks and balances sort of thing. So it could be financial. Well, could be between platforms too, like work and family, that sort of thing. You have your family life, you have your work life, and then the balance between the two and how important it is. That's very Libra, and it's esoteric book knowledge of what it is. But in light of it, the imaginative child that deals with that one and the zero, not knowing that it's daydreamers, day trippers, yeah, and that can get messy. I can't wait till November. That's my month, so I enjoy the 11. L even will be interesting. It'll be L even 8. Yeah. So yeah, thief tomorrow, and a capacity that's even trifold. It's like 3 times the thief. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I need to just usurp my doctor tomorrow. Write the letter tonight, usurp him, tell him what I want, and put it in his lap. I'll hand it to the nurse. They give this to the doctor. It's a formal request for a drug. And as soon as it goes through, give me a call. and I'll get to the pharmacy or I'll get Jeff to go because I can't go. It's too dangerous. I gotta stay out of public until they test me again and see that my white blood count has come to normal, which will be the next Wednesday. So it'll take, I'll take the week to build my immune system through pain and suffering again, as he doesn't understand and doesn't relate. I don't know. Someone like that should probably try it. Maybe you need to try it all, just to see what it's like so you can relate to your patient base. But he could be a new graduate and this is his first time. And he's so happy to be in a new place and he doesn't want to break the rules and he doesn't want to do this and he doesn't want to overstep his boundaries and he doesn't, and I want it to work and I'm afraid. And then, of course, the establishment itself is being sued because they broke the law up there. They're a nonprofit and they turned someone away for cancer that didn't have any money or insurance. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You have to offer them help. So they're being sued. Yeah, they don't talk about it. I saw it on the news. Yeah, I saw it on I saw it on YouTube. So it's like oopsala, or I saw it on the internet. Yeah, oopsala, oopsala, oopsala. So all the arguments, that come through that, the self-advocacy, the whole process, they're missing out on a whole nother realm of helping people if they're going to keep behaving this way. But he's scared or something. you know. I would think that my success is his success, and not that my mistakes are his. But if we do make a mistake, I'd like for his success to step through. Like, you obviously got a degree. I don't, but you don't have to thank me for my science education. I mean, I know how the body works. I know how it has to fuse these things together to make it work. Now, I don't know what happens when it breaks, but I can learn, and I have been doing reading. He acts like I don't know what I'm looking at. He thinks I'm watching conspiratory vi- videos on Zepelka. I said, you think they actually have those? It's the universities that are putting out the information. Do you think they're the ones that are giving me false information? No. What I'm missing is the testimonies, and that's the problem I have with him. Because my testimony on him is disregarded. My requests are disregarded, as he has a push and a measurement of what he thinks is right or wrong, and he would have me dehydrated half the time. Why? It makes no sense. Because he got scared. My goodness. Of what? Losing a patient? You better get ready. Although I heard they're losing less and less because of all these great advancements. But where are the testimonies? Makes you wonder. Yeah. No, it's corporation. It's corporate. It's corporate money. They're not going to let you know they're all dead. The people who were part of the clinical trial for this Zelpeca from 2017, those people who agreed, who were in their dire straits, who agreed to try it, that allowed you to make the success of authorizing it and approving it by 2020 for use in oncology, only after the platinum series was used up and did not work. What number of those people are alive today? And who are they? And can we hear from them personally? No. Just like me, I was part of an anthrax trial. I didn't know it was for anthrax. I was told it was to develop an HIV vaccine, and I believed in that. And then just as I joined the trial, it was taken over by the federal government through the Clinton administration and turned over to create anthrax. And then, so my blood of the Lamb, it's been washed through our armed forces, which are the saints. The saints are those who lost their lives, giving their lives over to the harlot which rides the beast. The harlot's drunk off the blood of the saints. So the saints lost their lives. And the seal number 5 tells us that They're crying out under the altar. Well, they're in the grave, aren't they? And they're given white robes. They're told to wait just a little while longer, while the number of them that were killed has, can be reached. So there's going to be a war, and young men are going to die worldwide because we just look at Arlington right now. Look at all the Arlington memorials, but look at Arlington National Cemetery, and there are the saints. There they are. Now, within reason, I did this in 1998, and then the trial went on till 2001, 2003, 2001, just before 2001. And that's what they gave the military armed forces, was the anthrax through, uh, the company was called Vaxgen, Vaxgen, like a generation of vaxing someone. Vaxgen, that's who produced it. And all the symptoms that I went through, the vertigo, the sickness, the Gulf War syndrome stuff, that was all a result. Yeah, so my blood participated in all those things. So they've been washed in the blood of the Lamb. Praise the Lord. How easy that was. That a mistake wasn't a mistake. That my past and my pains, my my traumas are what creates me to be who I am today. I can't be who I am unless I went through all these things, including Jeffrey. Yeah, including that, including this. So that's important. That's part of the 99 process of understanding, as it is. It's like two heads standing next to each other. Two standing heads, the 99. And the 9 itself is the caregiver, caretaker environment, the humanitarian, the one that has to be asked upon. Yeah, for help. The one that little animals follow. The one that's there to help you move when you go from one apartment to another and they have a truck and you don't. That's your Agent 99. Yeah, to help you through the chaos. So hopefully, many of us found ourselves going through the chaos or enough of it and finding the help that we need. And mine is self-advocacy. Mine's to stand up and say, this is it, dude. You're not listening. And this is my demand. Okay? This is my request. Please fill this request. If you're unable to fill this request, please decide to step down. That's my doctor, because I don't want to lose you. I mean, if it comes down to a one drug and someone says, why are you pushing me? Because I've used it before and it works. And if I use it again and it don't work, then I'm going to set it aside. It's no big deal. It's a beta blocker. Outside of the heart disease, well, it's just a placebo. It won't do anything to an older person. Well, it does. It makes me sleep. Normal. Normal. It makes it normal. It makes me normal. See, I used THC products and marijuana before to cut the dream off. Marijuana kills the dream, not the dreamer. Allows me to sleep. Allows me to not go lucid. But when I don't sleep and I think I'm sleeping, I'm actually conscious. And then I'm lucid all the time. And then this is what happens as I wear myself down. And it happens all the time. So I've done this before. So it's experienced. Doctors don't understand that. They can't grasp it. At least this one can't. So any doctors out there listening, bless your heart. I'm not bashing. There are true healers in this world. I believe that. And people with true callings and not just a degree because of money. You don't just go into something because you want to make a lot of money or because you see someone making a lot of money or you think that it's clout or prestige. That's very Libra. I'm sorry, that's very Libra. Yeah, because we're in Libra season. That's why I would mention that. Yeah. So, hey, anyways, seems everything's under control around me, except for what's outside of this environment. I'm just not in control inside, I guess. My white blood count dropped because of the drug. It was expected. Why is he acting like it's something I did or something I'm didn't do anything wrong? Just a process. You watch the blood, I'll watch the body. And you want me to report to the body, but you got to stop this business of stepping in the way of what I'm saying. I'm not expecting you to heal all these things. They're symptomatics. They're symptoms. They'll go away. But we can address them so you can learn what the drug is doing to your patients. You can make notes. You can learn. You can say, oh, I've seen this before. And then you'll recognize it faster and faster and faster, and you'll get on it. And then you won't have to have such ridiculous appointments once a week. Probably gauge it a little bit better. And arguments. Okay, that's fun. Ranting, ranting, ranting. I try to talk fast to get it all out, plus the lung, you know. It's a wonder I'm still breathing after I'm done. But it's a good exercise. And even at the infusion center, you know, they just kind of isolate me and pull the curtain and let me just watch TV. That's not good. They need to interact. Needs to be some more interaction going on if you're going to be in there for hours and hours and hours. I got there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I got out sometime after 12:31. Yeah, so that's a long time just to get infused with saline, and they didn't have my approval. So tomorrow I have to go back, just walk in and get injected and walk out. Yeah, if it's approved. But I think she'll call me first. So my nurse is so cool, and I gave her so many compliments and I praised her and I told her I'm so sorry you're in such a dangerous environment for such a young woman. That you really should be in a different nursing environment where you're not exposed to these chemicals. But it's the protocols that she follows that prevent her from getting harmed. And her protocols are so extreme that, you know, she doesn't have any issue with what she does and how she works. So she likes the environment. She likes the environment and the calling that comes with helping people with cancer. Yeah, her name's Ruth. She's so sweet. I would guess to say she's barely 30. Yeah, barely 30. So, where all the other nurses on oncology are old ladies. Yeah. You know, they could put themselves at risk as old ladies. You know, their uterines and all their deuterins and all their mechanics are probably already exhausted, where this young woman isn't. No, no, she's probably has a good, healthy womb, and we should want to protect that from any dangerous things. Good Lord, any dangerous things. Yeah. Because I truly believe that the covenant upon many is abortion. That's the covenant. It's called Roe versus Wade. It needs to be struck down completely, entirely. It needs to be made illegal. We need to end the daily sacrifice because the many are in the womb of the mother, and it's the woman who cries out in pain to be delivered. We know that. So, in the midst of that week, well, we just simply look at the abomination that was placed and how many years it's been. Well, we're in the midst of that week that it was placed. Yeah, and then we're in the midst of that week that it has been placed. And so it must end. Abortion, daily sacrifice. Unless the false state is the daily sacrifice, and it's been the money we've been pouring into it since 1969 war, whatever it is, 67 war, 1667 war. We've been pouring money into these people yearly. That's a sacrifice. Daily. That should end also, but they're not the many. No, it's a covenant upon many. Now, is the United States the many? No. Many are in the womb of the mother. So it's abortion. It's very totally disgusting and it's gross and it's just murder. Breaks the commandments. Everything about taxes makes you do these things. If you pay taxes, you're inadvertently connected to abortion and or war. The crimes against humanity are the crimes against Yahweh. The crimes against the Lord are different because he has the ability to forgive us. So until the Lord steps up, what are you going to do? Be a hypocrite? Don't be a hypocrite. Don't support such things. So, anyways, it's not that hard. Yeah. Okay, that was fun. This is a shorty. Take care, and maybe I'll talk tomorrow because the 10, 10, and 8 is kind of interesting. Maybe something can come out of that. I don't know. Okay, bye.